is Dr. Traci K. I love you in this place. Thanks for coming again to share your practice with me. Go. Can I get claiming hearts in here? All right. Let's see them. I want you to know that you are so valued and so wonderfully made. And please, if you haven't already, follow my podcast. And we also do visual on YouTube channel, Dr. Traci K. I am on all the podcasts, internet, and radio stations. And I'm so excited because I've actually made the top 50. I can't believe it when it comes to health and wellness. So this is, of course, our Sunday Vibe spiritual message. And if you haven't already joined our Facebook group in the Spiritual Vibration Challenge, it's the Facebook groups and then Spiritual Vibration Challenge. It keeps growing and growing. And oh my goodness, there's so many wonderful, amazing people all over the world. Some languages I don't know, but thank goodness the translation, sharing their spiritual practice. A lot of great art and music and art therapy and motivational things. It's so awesome to see that. I hope to see more in there. So come on in and join. They will encourage you, support you if you need a spiritual request or you want to post your post your gratitude on my wall of gratitude. That's on the workingitoutseries.com. You can post what you're grateful for that day, or you can post maybe a spiritual request that you want, and there's some other things you can get there. Some free resources, amazing stuff in our store, my books, of course, and also if you want to get certified in spirituality vibration, you can check out the 12 Fruits of the Spirit program, or just the books. There's all kinds of wonderful things, amazing energy medicine tools that can what you go. So let's get started today. I want to talk about your attitude is going to determine your altitude, all right? And what I mean by that is it will determine how high or how low you can go. See, well, hey, Dr. Traci K. I've always been the negative type. I see everything negative. I'm always so critical. And, I'm always condescending. I'm always upset at everything, the whole world, politics, all that. So, see, now, that's who you're choosing to be. That's not who you really are. See, that may be how you were raised. I understand that. I mean, I grew up that way. It's everything so, critical, negative, and it wasn't, and I even though I was raised that way, in a sense, inside I knew that's not who I was, and so I would try, but then, those are the type of things where they would just drain, if you're walking to a room, and there's just negativity all the time, and you feel so drained, right? Fatigued, and you sometimes even sick, right? That's what I understand. The energy it can never be destroyed, but it can be transferred, it can be moved away, it can be moved out of you in healing. And so, you'd have to learn how to block. So, in order to that, because what I get, see, this is something I wanted to understand, because like a lot of people, maybe you're like myself who's spiritually, or maybe you're one of those type of people that are always high vibing, or maybe you're bubbly. I'm not that kind of person, but you've seen those, right? And it tends, you wonder why, if you're one of those people, you think, well, why do people tend to like get nervous or intimidated, or they walk away? I don't understand. I'm a good person. I try to understand that. Well, let me explain that to you. That's not you. That's them. And because they're low vibing. And you might be in the middle or you might be higher. If you haven't already figured out what kind of frequency score you are, let me tell you something. Finding out your frequency score is just as important as finding out what your credit score is in life. And you can find out all that and learn how to find out where your frequency score is on my website at workingitoutseries.com. You go to the Working It Out Academy, you check out the free mini courses, and you see about the frequency score. Find out what your frequency score, learn more about it. It's a little mini masterclass. If you want to take the full thing, learn all about it, you can, and enroll. That's what it's all about. It's all about learning. It's all about growing. It's all about becoming a better version of yourself. So good. Can I get it? Claim it? Yes. So maybe that's how you were raised. I understand that. But it's not who you are. It's not who you are. That's, that's what you saw growing up. Like I said, like I understand. That's what you saw growing up. That's what was happening to you. But it's not how you have to stay. It's not how you have to stay. It's not how you have to be. Try being kind. Try being friendly. Try actually saying some positive things to somebody. I've tested this myself, even on friends and just acquaintances or even family members, and they get stutter. They're like, It's almost like it could pain them to actually say something nice to you. Isn't that funny? So good. So try being kind, friendly. You know what? One thing I'm going to give you a tip on that really test this out. Next time, simply, everybody goes to the grocery store. Everybody goes to the grocery store unless you have it delivered. Sometimes I have it delivered, depends on how I feel. But, it's a good way to get out and get away from the thing, because I know a lot of people are jumping right out there in the pandemic, but I don't, because I know there's still stuff going on, and I always, I'm not going to jump. A lot of people do that. They jump to get the vaccine. They jumped after everybody to get back out there. So I just, I still I'm always tend to be safe. I mean, I was around the military for so many years, so I understood a little bit about that. But the thing is, when you see everybody goes to the grocery store, right? Go to the store, get something. This is where you can test this. Try to be kind and friendly. Always smile with your eyes. The best way to get rid of frown lines is keep a smile on your face. Even you don't have to show your teeth all the time. That freaks out people, right? Don't show your teeth. It might freak out people. But just keep a nice little grin there. It keeps it exercised and firm, and you never get those frown lines, right? So one thing I always remember, people, like if you go, service is a very frustrating. It can be negative being in service. So, and it can be very, very tiring. And so when a lot of people, when you walk up, say you go get something and you want to get go up to the counter and you're trying to get a lottery ticket or something mini or anything, customer service or stamps or whatever. Or you just, a lot of these is self-checkup, but there's still people there that are there to, take your coupons, all that. But say you're going up to somebody customer service-wise and you notice they're always got their head down, they're always busy, whatever. About 86 to 96% of them, I never really smile at you, never really say, hey, how's your day? It's just like, they just look at you like, okay, what do you want? They don't even sometimes say, can I help you, sometimes. But, do this to you, because be kind, be friendly, and when they're done doing that service to you, use their name. Make sure you get their name and say thank you. You would not believe, just saying someone's name of a stranger that service-wise, how they light up. They light up. And so appreciative that you used their name. And then they say, oh, you're welcome. Have a wonderful day. Try that. That's a good thing to try also. Because that's you are, your name. And when somebody uses your name in a kind and friend, it's the most wonderful feeling, isn't it? Because a lot of people don't. So try that the next time if you want to. See, being good-natured, you'll not only enjoy life more, but you will go further. You will go further. I guarantee it, because it's all about trying to level up. And this is the one thing that I think is amazing when it comes to your attitude. Because if you go to bed, it sets your intention of what you want, so to speak, and then you wake up and you feel this joy in your heart, that's what you want to your next goal to be every single day. And there's not going to be always days like that, of course. We all have our good and bad days, but you want to make it more good than anything. And to have the best day would be the best. And so your attitude can determine your altitude. Do you get my drift? So good. Everybody with me? Come on, come on, come on. Yes? Shake it out, shake it out. Let's get some good vibes going. Yes, indeedy. So, this is what I'm saying is that when it comes to a fresh new attitude, it's all about raising up and being able to have good vibes. So, I want to state something that is very important to me when it comes to your attitude. How does it determine your altitude? Right? All right, let's take a deep breath in. And become existence in who we are. And that's one thing you can do, because we get detached from ourselves. Right? So take another deep breath in and release and feel. Feel how this is bringing you into existence of yourself. Because the power of a positive attitude. See, the latest research has been proven that attitude can determine our altitude in our vibrational being. And those deep breaths that you just took are part of it. It brings you back to who you are. And so, when you have that power of the positive attitude, this is a ground-breaking determination of raising up your vibration. So, I'll give you an example. If you want some research, here's some research for you. Another doctor here had a great point that proved it. He had it in his book. I read a little bit about it in his book, and he found that negative people get sick more often. Or they just transfer it off. Or divorce more frequently, or they raise kids who could get in trouble maybe, or they're just not, determining if that's, or sometimes even negative people make less money. Now, granted, I've seen some negative rich billionaires too, but the point is, they use a positive attitude when it comes to what's around them, I think. And so there's an if and about that kind of thing. But in a long-term study of 1,500 people, there was a group A and a group B. And of the people who took a particular job because they believed they could make lots of money, was only 17% of them. Group B took their job because it happened to make them happy and they loved their jobs. So, 20 years later, these two groups had produced 101 millionaires. The amazing thing is only one of those millionaires came from Group A, but 100 of them came from Group B. That's significant, right? Even more amazing. Listen to this. Over 70% of those millionaires never went to college. That upsets me because I have gone to a lot of colleges, and I think that is so wrong. I have a lot of education, and I'm still learning to this day. That I don't agree with, but honestly, this is what's been found in this research. So they never went to college, actually, and 70% of those who became CEOs graduated in the bottom half of their class. So this doctor says this is why these keynotes I'm bringing up here is because It's about upping your attitude. It's so popular and it's so powerful because people not only learn the importance of their attitudes, but also the little attitude steps they can take to get the results they want. As I said, it's your choice of attitude. It's not, you don't have to, just because you were raised in that negativity, just because maybe you had abuse or trauma, and I understand that. And yes, it takes practice, it takes work. But it's your choice, and you can fight it. You know, sometimes it still comes out. Yes, I understand that. There's a misconception in some ways, but I can't help that the way I feel, people say. That's just the way I am. I can't help that the way I feel. I'm pissed off at everybody all the time, right? And it's funny because no. That's a big fat lie. You can change the way you feel. Oh, sure, you may not know how to do that, but your attitudes are totally changeable and controllable. Ah, come on. I've been doing this for 70 freaking... and have you ever seen that where you look at your family members, you're like, grumpy. The first day you think about it, hey, grumpy, how's it going? Right? So, but let me tell you something. This is something that came from my uncle. God rest his soul. He had a lot of that negative attitude too, and it put him into a situation. But he was happy where he was living in that same common. I mean, some people are just that natural, don't have to have the water, plumbing, whatever. But he always used this Abraham Lincoln verse, and I learned when I came back, and it was one of the greatest things I've ever remember. And it was funny because at his service, to say goodbye and congratulate him on himself to the light, and one of the somebody came and brought that as a copy, and I was like, because me being hearing impaired, I had it on video, but I didn't have a caption on my video, and it was so hard. But I was like, gosh, I wish I could have got what he said that day when I videotaped him, and it was so inspiring because I got that wisdom from him because he's always good at bringing knowledge up. So I was like, thank you so much for bringing that copy. And it's actually from Abraham Lincoln. So I can't think of anyone who had more pressures in his life or in his career than Lincoln. Whether it was his repeated losses in various elections, his difficult marriage, or the nation falling apart, he lived and led with indomitable positive attitude. And this is where my uncle came in about this, because I understood why he mentioned that quote, the phrase, that paragraph phrase of Lincoln, because he simply chose to be that way and stay a positive attitude. As Lincoln said, most people are about as happy as they make up their minds to be. So good. Can I get a claimant on that? Raise up your hand. Yes. All right. And so, secondly, you have to have the characteristics of a winner. And if you look at your times back when those who were raised in like shepherds, or like David was in the biblical time, and everybody had bad attitude, but his brothers, his father, they never would think he'd mount anything. Just put him down, negative. But he kept his attitude in a good place, and he stayed and did what he did. And then all of a sudden, look at where he becomes. He overcame them and rose up above his own family and became a leader. And they were at his feet. So, that's another thing to explain to you, is what I tell my audiences to put a list in is useful is for what it says and what it doesn't say. So none of these situations where, how do you say, okay, you have to have the characteristics of a winner. And just like I say in my song, claim it. This will be your day. If you go by my song, my theme song, claim it, this will be your day. Those lyrics are all about it, because it's all about raising yourself up, because you can knock it down. So you not walk this town, take over this town, baby, because you can claim it, and this will be your day. I always say that none of these situations in your life are a choice that you want. Yes, okay, you've had some disappointment. Yes, nothing ever goes right for me. Dr. Traci K. But you know what? That's not true. That is not who you are. You are wonderfully made, and you are valued. You are a masterpiece in the higher power's eyes because you came and were created from that. And so when you take and list a positive attitude, enthusiasm, determined, motivated, just say it with me. Say, I have a positive attitude. I have enthusiasm. I am determined. I am motivated. I am confident. I am optimistic. I am dedicated. I am happy. I am kind. I am hardworking. I am patient. Those qualities right there are a winner. Qualities of a winner. That's going to raise you. If you just say it, doesn't you already feel like you've raised an altitude? Because with a person's genetic makeup or physical or mental abilities, whatever it is, none of them are God-given aptitudes. But they are all tied into self-chosen, self-empowered growth. Right there, my key there, coming up soon. If you haven't already pre-registered to get pre-order on my new book coming out, The Secrets of Self-Empowered Growth, get in right now because it's going to be coming out soon. I just want to get my true ones that really want the book so you guys get it first. But the thing is, self-chosen attitudes or behaviors in some way or another is going to be the key here. And hopefully you as well are that significant so that in that large extent you control whether or not you will be a winner in life, regardless of your natural ability. Unfortunately, the word winner has been so overused that it lost some of its meaning. So how do you know if you're a winner or a loser? Perhaps this will help. Here's the meaning of a winner. A winner is always part of the answer. A loser is always part of the problem. Let me say that again. The winner is always a part of the answer. The loser is always part of the problem. The winner has always a plan, a goal. The loser always has an excuse. Oh, but I lost my job. It's their fault. It's their fault. Yes, that can be. But if you have a plan. The winner always has a plan. The winner says, let me help you. The loser said, that's not my job. That's an interesting one, isn't it? The winner sees an answer for every problem. Do you know that's the key to how these millionaires became millionaires? Because if you can find out what that person needs and you can help them provide that answer, you got it right there, buddy. You got it right there, girl. The loser says, it may be possible, but it's too difficult. That is what a winner does. So, like, for example, a winner knows the winning involves a lot more than coming out on top or having the highest score, like as in most delegates for, say, example, a presidential election year after all. So the winner has to set high goals. They have to pound the pavement. Just like Jesus did, he pounded the pavement. You can't be a winner by simply wandering through life with no particular end in mind. You have to have a plan. You have to have a goal. And that is setting high goals. That is your attitude to determine your altitude. Because setting high goals is not always a waste of time. If you're willing to work hard, if you believe to achieve, that's one of my things I say. You have to believe to achieve. You have to be highly motivated. You're going to need that energy too. You got to get that vibe going. So you got to work at it, because a high degree of motivation, you think it would be really hard to keep that up. But you know what? It's harder to keep that lower frequency negative information that you feel. That low, reveling. Listen to that. It's heavy. It's heavy. But you keep that high, you lighter, high, altitude, kind. Keep that in your head. Don't you feel lighter and lighter? lighter and lighter. Anchor that in. Right now, anchor that in with me. Say, I anchor to be lighter and lighter and lighter and lighter. Because if you become lighter and lighter and lighter, you can float high altitude. Right? Yes. So model a positive attitude. Now, I'll give you a little story here. Here's an example. I'm gonna use this story I read about. It's called the toll booth experience. If you've ever gone through a toll booth, any of you out here, anybody gone through a toll booth before? Of course you have. I mean, sometimes you can't help it. They make you go through it. You gotta. So if you know that your relationship to the person in the toll booth is not the most intimate you've ever had, of course, right? So good. It's one of life's frequent non-encounters. I know, right? We're like, what? This is a strange example. I know. But listen. Say you hand over some money. You might get change. You drive off. I have been through one of every 17 toll booths, I think, from the East Coast. I used to, every time I would come visit back from home when I was with the military or whatever, and there's thousands of occasions, and there's never had, that I remember, an exchange worth remembering with anybody, okay? Are you getting my drift so good out here? So, like, late one morning, driving up, I headed towards this area for, because I was meeting somebody, and I was meeting them in another area, another place, and I drove towards, and I had to go to one of these booths to where I was going to meet them in another city, because that's how we were doing it. And I heard loud music, and it sounded like a party. I was like, okay, and I'm hearing impaired, okay, guys, but I heard this, it was loud, and it was like a concert. So I looked around, and I'm like, what is that noise? And I'm like, okay. Because you get some of those things that go boom, rap, right, whatever. But, okay, I looked around. I didn't see anybody's cars bumping, whatever. So, and here I looked in this toll booth. And inside it, there was a man in the toll was dancing. And it was funny. If I had the right type of camera during the time, I think I just had one of those smaller type. We didn't have the big fancy flat ones like we did with the cameras. And I think I thought of my flip phone, I think. But anyways, and I looked at him and I said, okay, having a good time, having a party in there. And I'm thinking, what about the rest of the people? Are we not invited in that party of yours? So, and I looked over at the other booth, right? And no one's moving in the other booths. It's just this guy in this booth. So I had like a dozen other questions for him I wanted to ask him. But we're in a hurry, big hurry. So to get somewhere, you're punching the horn behind me, and so I drove off, right? I drove off because, I'm not going to make it. But I made a note to myself. I would love to, by the guy. There's something in this guy's eye that there was magic. There was magic in his toll booth. It was just amazingly, and it's just something that had me recognize about that. And so what I wanted to find out is what would bring that up. And I thought, well, that's the magic of being high vibed. Because when you're so low, it's like everybody's like in their I kind of understood this, so it's just because these people are in that little booth. And I reckon it's just because I remember when after the 9/11 with the military, our bases never had security, never had roadblocks, never had all this. You had to, once that happened, 9/11, they put up all these walls, right? And you had to go through all these different security booths. And then, of course, they search your car underneath the military. They're in their uniforms. Then they're in their little booths. And never did I see any soldiers do that either. They're always like, okay, hey, how you doing, ma'am? Open your door, open your trunk. All right, I see your ID. Whatever. But because I wanted to find out what would make this person do this. And so he pointed out something that really made me understand when I looked into this, because when you're in that booth like that, it's almost like vertical coffins that they talk about when they are in doing this type of job. So, and I said, well, what are you talking about? And I said, we get up at 8:30 every morning. People get in, they die. So it's almost like it's just in and out, in and out. It's just the brain is on a hold. It's dead on the job, basically, is what they're trying to say. It's just going through the motions. It's almost like, what's that word I'm thinking of? We're robots. We're just going through the motions, right? Am I hearing everybody out here understanding that? Still good? Yeah? So I was amazed when this guy actually understood about his job, and he said, I try to have a good time. I try to have a good time because I want to know that I'm going to be a dancer someday. And that's what he's doing. He's doing this motion thing every day in his vertical coffin, right? He says, but his mind is focused on his dancing attitude, his goals. He's having a good time at it too. Are you doing that? Are you having a good time? Are you taking the time to dance? I always do. Dance like nobody's seeing you. I dance with my fur kids. I get that moving. I get that verb, vibe, and go. If you check out my Club Fit Style membership, if you're joining that, like a gym is online, there's some good, that gets you going. Now, just like in biblical times, like Lazarus rose from the dead, emerged, and went home. So like you, maybe for 8 hours a day, your brain is on hold. It's dead, going through the motions. So what you need to do, my philosophy is, just like I said, your attitude can determine your altitude. So why not do a little dance? Make a little love. Get down tonight. Get down tonight. Yeah. Yeah, all right, whatever. Anyways, point is, you can't be dead on the job. Have a little fun. I know it's boredom. It's just the way it's going to be. But let me tell you, the bigger your attitude, the bigger your impact on your happiness, the more success that you will have up to your aptitudes. That's what I'm telling you right now. So let's all take that time today and say, I am not going to be living in this vertical coffin anymore. I'm going to be like Lazarus and rise from the dead and reemerge. And be a winner. And be highly motivated. Yes? Can I hear it? Because you are amazing. You are so valued. Your attitude is determining your altitude. So let's all take that in right now. Put your hands together for me. Keep your fingers wide. If you don't know why I asked why you pray with your fingers wide, you can watch something on Energy Medicine that to help you with this, because the key about having your fingers open instead of closed, there's reasons for that. There's another video. If you want to watch a video coming, if you're a member, you can see that video. And I want you to straighten up your spine. Take your hand right at your head, tap your head on top. Say, I have my attitude determines my aptitude. And today I will rise. Today I will rise. Today I will level up. Today I will level up. Now, take that, like your spine, and you're going to take this string on top of your head, and you're going to pull it up. And you're going to lift up your spine straight. Take your chest out, your belly button to the spine. Really breathe in. And keep your hand, if you keep your hands up above. Start with your hands in prayer mode at your heart chakra. Take a silence here. Visualize yourself and your goal, your plan. All right. You're feeling lighter and lighter and lighter. So high, so high. I see smiles coming in. I see all this heaviness coming off your shoulders right now. Lighter and lighter. Lighter. Oh, it feels so good up here, doesn't it? You're floating. Lighter and lighter and lighter and lighter and lighter. Put your hands up to your third eye. Say thank you. Thank you for rising me up today. Thank you for giving me positive attitude and kindness. And I will shine my light to all those around me. And I vow to claim it. Alrighty then. Feeling good? Feeling lighter? Feeling higher? We're wonderful. Now go and be that new chosen attitude that you have today. Thank you for coming again. This is Dr. Traci K. I'll see you on the next Sunday Vibe message. Have care. Bye-bye.